You're not just building a new life, you're building it on holy ground. Angel number 1414 is heaven's reminder. You're not starting over, you're starting aligned. When you begin seeing 1414 repeatedly, know this: the divine is calling you to build with intention. This is not the time for distractions. This is not the time for doubt. Heaven is laying a solid foundation under your feet and saying, start now. And this time, you won't fail. 1414 is a double sequence of 1 and 4, amplifying their energies. The 1 brings divine creation, new beginnings, leadership, and boldness. The 4 brings order, discipline, divine structure, and lasting roots. Together, they form a sacred blueprint. Start fresh, stay focused, finish strong. If you feel like this word is confirming your current season, comment, I am building what heaven has blessed. When angel number 1414 begins to show up, it is not just a sign of spiritual awakening. It's a divine instruction to create sacred structure around the life you're being called to live. This number carries the heavenly blueprint for building your destiny in a way that is sustainable, protected, and peaceful. God is not calling you to hustle harder. He is calling you to build better with rhythm, order, and divine alignment. 1414 whispers to your soul. Your future requires a framework, and that framework is peace. This number is heaven's blueprint code. You're not rushing ahead. You're building brick by brick, step by step, with divine timing and favor. Where others collapse under pressure, you will rise with purpose. Where confusion once distracted you, clarity now directs you. 1414 carries a bold truth. Structure is spiritual. When your foundation is aligned with God, you won't need to chase what's meant for you. Heaven flows where there's order. Favor finds you when your faith is firm. If you've been feeling the pull to restructure your life with intention, declare in the comments, I welcome divine structure. Let your words become the first brick in your foundation. Angel number 1414 comes as a divine announcement that your life is being rooted in something unshakable and eternal. This is not the season of quick fixes or fleeting successes. This is the season of laying spiritual foundations that cannot be moved by chaos, opinions, or delay. God is blessing you with the wisdom to build with intention, to plant seeds that outlast seasons, and to become someone who doesn't crumble when tested. This blessing invites you to shift out of chaos and into clarity, to stop chasing miracles while neglecting the daily patterns that protect them, to stop asking for breakthrough while avoiding the discipline that holds it. You are being invited into a life where your routines become rituals, sacred moments that anchor your purpose. Waking with intention, praying with devotion, nourishing your body, protecting your time, managing your finances with vision, resting as a form of faith. You are not being called to perform. You're being called to partner with heaven in design. Because structure is not bondage. Structure is the container for your overflow. It is the sacred boundary that keeps what you've been praying for from leaking through cracks of inconsistency. You are no longer building out of fear. You're building from revelation. You are being positioned to rise without rushing, to progress without pressure, and to stay faithful to your assignment even when the results are still forming. Your structure is being strengthened by divine hands. You are now being called to reconstruct your routines, renew your mindset, and reframe your focus. This number is not random, it's instruction. God is whispering, you're not behind. You're being asked to build better. If you're ready to partner with heaven's plans, write, I trust divine order. Financially, 1,414 blesses you with long-term wealth, not temporary gain. This number confirms, you're not just meant to receive, you're meant to sustain. Income will begin to stabilize. New structures around saving, investing, or creating income are forming. God isn't just sending resources, He's sending strategy. And with that strategy comes sustainability. Emotionally, 1,414 blesses you with balance. No more burnout. No more emotional volatility. Your peace is no longer seasonal. It's structural. You're building a life that doesn't collapse under pressure because the internal chaos has been replaced with clarity. God is setting emotional boundaries in place so joy becomes your baseline. 1414 brings the blessing of laser-sharp clarity and renewed focus. Heaven is decluttering your mind, detoxing your distractions, and bringing into view what truly matters. This blessing will show up in your thought life, where once you were scattered, you'll now be strategic. Where there was anxiety, now there will be awareness. You'll find your mind quieter, more grounded, and more in tune with spiritual direction. This is the blessing of God-led discernment, where confusion is replaced with conviction and decisions feel aligned instead of forced. You are being equipped to walk forward with confidence, not because the path is easy, but because the voice leading you is clear. When God gives the number 1414, He is saying, I want you to be prepared, not pressured. I want your schedule to serve your spirit, not suffocate it. You will not lose yourself to busyness anymore. You will no longer be swept away by distraction or burnout. The blessing of 1414 is the blessing of holy rhythm, a pace that matches your grace, a calendar that respects your calling, a lifestyle that amplifies your peace instead of draining it. So begin again. But this time, build with intention, not just for your success, but for your soul's survival. Because what you're carrying is too sacred to be built on chaos. If this resonates, speak it aloud or type, my stability is sacred, my joy is protected. Relationally, 1414 is a signal of divine filtering. People who are not aligned with your assignment will quietly fade. Do not chase what heaven is pruning. God is preparing you for partnerships, friendships, and environments that strengthen your mission, not sabotage your momentum. Alignment is more important than attachment. 1414 doesn't just bring money, it brings financial maturity. This number blesses you with stewardship, the ability to manage, multiply, and protect the provision heaven sends. God is not only answering financial prayers, He is upgrading your relationship with money. You will no longer live in reaction. You will lead with intention. Budgeting will become a form of worship. Investing will become a strategy of faith. Earning will be tied to purpose. This is the blessing of stability over survival, and it's preparing you to carry wealth without fear or burnout. You're being taught to receive without guilt, to plan without pressure, and to give without depletion. Type, my routines are becoming sacred. If you know the shifts you make now are more than habits, they're holy alignment. 1414 is not just about what you're building, It's about who you're becoming in the process. You are being refined into someone who doesn't panic in transition, who doesn't chase every opportunity, who doesn't abandon purpose for approval. You are becoming consistent, committed, clear. This is the blessing of divine discipline, a strength that sustains success. You no longer need to force, you just need to flow in structure. 1414 is the divine rhythm that restores emotional stability. You are being blessed with inner equilibrium, the kind that helps you stay rooted even when everything around you shifts. This blessing shows up as peace that doesn't depend on circumstances and love that doesn't ask you to shrink. You are no longer tolerating inconsistency in relationships. You're being surrounded by people who match your peace, honor your process, and respect your becoming. This number signals that emotional and relational balance is your new standard. You are done performing for love. You are now positioned to receive connection that is aligned, mutual, and pure. When you see 1414, heaven is not just speaking to your current season. It is speaking to the entire history coded in your bloodline. This number is a divine signal that you've been chosen as the breaker and the builder, the one who interrupts generational patterns of lack, fear, dysfunction, or silence and replaces them with legacy, clarity, and healing. You are not just healing yourself. You are healing what those before you could not put words to. You are building what your ancestors never had the freedom or tools to create. Angel number 1414 means the work you're doing now, spiritually, emotionally, financially, is not small. It is ancestral-level obedience. When you pray, you're praying for your future and your past. When you walk away from cycles of pain, your freedom echoes backwards and forwards in time. Your yes to alignment is setting others free who were bound in confusion, silence, poverty, or shame. You're not behind. You are the first of your kind. The first to see it, the first to heal it, the first to carry it with grace. If you've been holding scattered pieces, believing there's more, comment, "I trust the blueprint of God." Even if you don't see the full plan yet, faith builds anyway. There are mantles resting on your shoulders, some from generations that were silenced, displaced, overlooked, or afraid. You're carrying assignments that go beyond ambition. These are divinely inherited missions, and the reason life has pressed you harder is because the weight of this calling is holy. Angel number 1414 is a blessing of spiritual inheritance. It whispers, "You are not cursed. You are called. You are not burdened. You are entrusted." Every step of order you take now, every healthy boundary, every intentional decision, every act of faith becomes a spiritual bridge. Heaven is watching you rewrite the story, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Your healing becomes their normal. Your peace becomes their foundation. Your wealth becomes their safety. When 1414 shows up, it's not just reminding you to build, it's saying, build what lasts, build what blesses, build what breaks the silence of generations. You are not merely living your own life. You are walking out a divine inheritance, and what you're building now will stand longer than you will. 1414 is not a delay, it's a design. And what you build in this season will stand for generations. Start, steady, soar. Heaven is with you, always. Before you leave this moment, don't rush past what's rising inside you. If something in your spirit said, "This is for me," then say it out loud or write it below. I am the architect of legacy, led by divine order. Let this be your vow. Let this be your alignment. Let this be the line you draw in time. And if this message has stirred something deeper, like peace in the middle of pressure or clarity inside the noise, then like this video as a symbol of your yes. Subscribe so you never miss a whisper from heaven again. And share this with someone who is quietly craving spiritual structure but didn't know how to ask for it. Angel number 1414 is not just a number, it's a heavenly construction code. You are not lost. You are being laid brick by brick, purposefully, peacefully, prophetically. And this time, what you build will not break. Amen.